Hi guys, Paul Duncan here. Hope you're doing really well. Welcome to another coaching session or a little bit of a recipe for success where I share a few of my ideas and a few things around marketing and trying to help you through getting your business to a level where you're really excelling. So guys, welcome. I've got a few on the call today, so we'll try and get through this pretty much seamlessly. But I've had a few calls around how do I write my ads, how do I get my ads going, my marketing, all around that. So if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I am archiving them now on my website. So if you want to go back and have a look at some of those, but I did one around the conversion equation, or what I use when I evaluate my marketing and my clients' marketing. And it's 4 steps, that you need to be following. So it's interrupt, engage, educate, and then offer. So if I just explain those very quickly, if you're new to what I do, or you haven't seen any of my previous posts or previous videos or coaching sessions. The 4 interrupt. If you don't interrupt your customers or your prospects or your target audience, if it's a Facebook page or Facebook ad, or if it's marketing in a printed ad, for instance, right? If you're not interrupting them, then they're not going to take action. Okay, so if you look at your website, and this happens in all your marketing mediums, so right from networking down to print ads to when you do your Facebook ads or any marketing campaign that you do, right? You need to follow this equation. So interrupt. If you're not interrupting them, then they're not going to be taking the action. They're not going to be listening to you. So in a network scenario, it's your elevator pitch. It's what you say, right, and how you say it is going to interrupt them. So on your Facebook, if people are looking for your service, looking for your products or anything like that, and they come to your website, you need to interrupt them. You need to actually get into their mind to say, hang on, stop, read a little bit more about me. So that's normally in a headline if you want to do it, or as I said, an elevator pitch if you're in a networking event. But the same philosophy happens when you do Facebook ads and whatever. So I've got a template today I'm going to work through. But the second part of the equation is engage. So that's technically with the interrupt is a problem that they have that they don't want. Okay, the engage is that solution to the problem that they don't have but they really want. They want the solution to the problem that they've got. So you need to address that in your content, right, when you start going through these processes. So interrupt is normally the headline of the problem. The engage is the solution. Okay, and it's normally around how you're going to solve their problem that they've got. Then it goes into educate, which is not necessarily educating them on your business, that you've been in business for 30 years, educating them on how you're doing stuff, whatever. It's about the process or the steps that you're going to take them through, the journey that you take your clients through to help them with the solution to the problem that they've got. So if you put it into that context, then you'll be following it. And the last is what I see the most important, that's the offer. That's the call of action. That's something for them to take some action from. Now, you probably think off the top of your head, if you're doing some marketing campaigns, the offer is always got to be, buy one, get one free, 20% off, that scarcity side of it, buy within the next 24 hours and you get so much off. I'm inundated with people saying, I've seen this all the time, does it work? And the answer is, well, in some cases, yes, but it's not what you want to be doing in your ads right now or your marketing right now. When I say an offer, I mean an informational offer, something that's going to get them to take some action. So I'm talking about an ebook, maybe a quick online course, or it could be a brochure, it could be a report, white pages, something, or even it could be a call, a strategy call, or get them onto the phone. But something that's going to take them to get them to take action, so they're going to get some information, not incentive. So not click this and you'll get 20% off when you bring it in, vouchers. It's not what people are looking for right now. There is a small amount of people that what I call coupon cutters, which look for those sort of offers. Okay, but it's a very, very small proportion of the market. And what you want to try to do with your marketing is to capture the large amount of the audience that you can. So, guys, if you think about these 4 strategies, or these conversion equations, what I call the conversion equations, and it's just a formula or a recipe, as I said before, the recipe for success is right ingredients and right method. So you need to get the right ingredients and you need to get the method together so they work together. So guys, today what I'm going to talk about is my template that I use for my Facebook ads, and really for any of the ads that I'm doing in print stuff. So let me just, I'll remove myself from here so you won't have to see my face for a little while. But yeah, look, it's called the Facebook ad template. So it starts off with pretty much, welcoming you guys. So, I do welcome you to these sessions. I value your input. I value your attendance here. So thanks for joining me. When you look at any ads or whatever, right? When I look at when I'm going to write an ad, the first thing I look at is what's the problem that people have. I mean, what's the outcome I want to get from that ad itself? So, the problem today is a little bit of an example. I'm going to look for lead generation, where I see a lot of business owners coming to me asking, how do I generate leads? So I'm going to do the Facebook ad, right, and the template around that particular problem, which is lead generation. So think about the problem that your clients have and what you want to try to achieve from your ad or your marketing campaign that you're going to do. Also look at my target audience. So, I mean, I've made it a bit broad here, small business, but the more niche you get down, the better you're going to get a conversion rate for people taking action. But just for this exercise, I'm just going to say small business. Okay, and my offer is just going to be an ebook, a marketing ebook download, right? So the call of action is download that ad, or download the ebook, and then I can capture their details and actually remarket to them. So the template starts off with what I call the before and the after. Okay, so I'll get to this in a little bit more, right? But what I suggest you do is, or what I do is, I've got a little bit of a template that I put out, and I put in before and after on it. Okay, at the top I put my main sort of problem the person have. So then I can be, generating or really excelling some ideas around the problem that people have got, or that my clients have got. So one down the side, the left-hand side, we put the have, feel, average day, and status. Okay, and I'll get to all this in a minute. So it might just be a little bit foreign for you at the moment, but look, I'm going to take it step by step and take you through this fairly slow, but we'll move through it fairly quickly. So the before, what do I mean by before? Well, it's like what they have before you actually give them the solution. Okay, so you start looking at what what do they have. So in my case, when we talk about lead generation, they have no leads, right? They have no proven template to follow, right? And they have no time. So the more you dig deep into these questions, the better your ad's going to be. So for the exercise today, because of the time limit, I'm going to move this fairly quickly, but spend a bit of time on this. Just start, if you don't know, then do a survey out there. Like ask your target audience, right, what their challenges are, and this will come through. So, if I was doing this before, I would probably just put on my Facebook page, look, business owners, can you help me? what's your biggest challenges in lead generation? Okay, and they'll come back and say, well, I've got no leads, you know, I want more leads. I need a template or something to follow. And really, I have no time to generate the leads because I like doing it. So, I mean, look at on trying to get some little bit of research if you're struggling on trying to come up with that. Now, the next one is, how do they feel? Well, they feel frustrated. They might be overwhelmed with all these marketing gurus giving them stuff on how to generate leads, you know, and they, you know, they might be annoyed and out of control of their lead generation process or their system that they're doing. So this is how they feel, the emotional side to it. What's their average day look like? Well, the average day, you know, they're struggling. They're probably working 20 hours a day like we all do in business, right? You know, it's hard work. It's hard yakka. You know, they're going out. They're trying to do it, but, you know, it's just running out of time. As I said before, they have no time to do this. So, you know, it's trying to prioritise what's in their business, right? What to do first. And their status is, how do they, you know, what's their current status? So they might feel like they're a failure in their lead generation sort of campaigns or what they're doing, right? They might feel like that they're going backwards, right? They might feel like, you know, it's just too hard to generate leads or to put the effort in to generate leads. So these are things that they're going through before you actually start helping them. Okay, so the next side is obviously the after. What they have after they download your ebook, or they work with you, or they get on a call with you, right? If you've got a 30-minute call as a call of action, right? What do you know, I mean, what's the solution to it? So, you know, I mean, afterwards they're probably going to have leads. They're going to have a system, right? They could have funnels and they could have more money. So that's what they're going to have after they work with you or they contact you or things like that. So, right, how do they feel? Well, they're going to feel happy, right? They're going to feel in control, right? They might feel, you know, like they're now not so much overwhelmed, right? But they're in control of what they're doing, right? They're a lot happier and they have a system that they're following. And as soon as they follow that system, they get results. So what does their average day look like after? Well, work is easier. You know, they find that the work is easier. They're more focused on important things. Okay, so, you know, I mean, when you're working in business, you might be pulled away from the important things that you should be doing in your business, doing little things that you know that's not bringing in a return on your investment. You know, so, you know, the next, you know, their status, you know what I mean, is that they feel like they're a leader in what they're doing. They feel more successful. Like I said before, they might feel like they're going backwards before. Now they feel like they're going forwards and they can see light at the end of the tunnel. They're making more money. So those sort of things are what you put into this little bit of a graph here. Okay, which you know, will help you write the ad, and that's what we're looking at, is to write a compelling content for an ad that's going to give us some return. So, I mean, in your case, right, you might be looking at, you know, generating some, I've got a life coach on board now, and they're trying to help people with their mental sort of how they're going on a mental balance. So, you know, they might go back into, you know, well, how do they feel before and how are they feeling afterwards? You know, their relationships, what's their relationships before and their relationships afterwards with the people that's around them. So those sort of things. So put it into the context of your own business, your own outcome. Look at how you're going to solve the problem, right? Look at the problem first, put all these things in here, right? And it'll help you write the ad. So let's get to the ad, all right? As I said, you know, I've got this template on a Excel spreadsheet. So if you want me to send that through to you, but it's pretty easy. Just grab a piece of paper, which I normally do whenever I'm writing an ad or a marketing campaign. I just grab a blank piece of paper. I just put the before, after, down the side, feel, what's their average day look like and the status that they're in at that present moment. And I just fill it out and it helps me write the ad. So in this case, let's look at the template. So the headline, as I said before, needs to be a little bit of an interrupt. Haven't spent too much time on this, so the headline could be a little bit different than this. This is a little bit lame, but download your new free marketing ebook. Right, there's a whole new session around how you're writing good, compelling ads. That's going to hit the interrupt, the engage side of it. So I haven't spent too much time on that this time, but the content is what we're looking at. So let's get to the content of the ad. Do you feel frustrated about not getting leads you need in your business? Okay. Now, all of these words come out of what we've put in there. Do you feel overwhelmed because every day you have to struggle and take time to market your business, and you still aren't making the progress and return on your investment you want? So then you put your link to your ebook, right? How much better would your business be if you had leads coming in on autopilot using a proven funnel and template? You were happy and in control of how much business leads you can generate, and work was easier and you could focus on the important things. You emerged as a business leader and were more successful. Well, you better get this ebook now. Click here. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of how I've written the ad of back to the content that we've put in here. So as I said, the more you spend on this time, on this little bit of the side of it, right, the better your ad's going to be. And the more you do it, all right, I can guarantee to you that you will get a better response from your ads. So if you're doing Facebook ads and you're not getting a return, right, I suggest you just try this, see if it works. Flick me back. I know it works, right? But I have people to say, well, it's that little person on your shoulder telling you, well, it's not going to work for me. So trial it. Take it a test drive, right? Do some A/B testing on your ads if you want. But I can guarantee that it'll increase your conversion rate. It'll increase it. Now, if you do need any help, feel free to reach out. Quite happy to help. Which brings me to my next slide, which is about the free group, or the free strategic business advisory sessions that I'm holding. I've got some funding that I've still got to do that. That I'm getting at the moment. Probably I'd say that it might finish towards the next month or so, but it's still going at the moment, right? And I'm looking at funding going forward for the next 6 to 12 months, maybe even a little bit longer than that, because it has been a successful sort of enterprise to come back. So look, if you're looking for some help, it was introduced because of the COVID crisis that we've had, but I think they're going to extend it because they're going to know that businesses are going to need help in the next 6 to 12, maybe even next 2 years, depends on what's happening. But guys, look, if you do need some help, feel free to book a call. The links are there. Get on my Facebook page, send me a personal message, and I'll send you through the link to book a call with my Calendly. And we could do that face to face if you prefer, or we can do it by Zoom if it's hard for you to get into my office or a meeting somewhere. Quite happy to do it by Zoom as well. The session's around about you, not me. So you come with the agenda, what you want to achieve from the meeting, and I'll give you the right direction, whether that's marketing, which is a hot topic for a lot of people now. It was a month, 2 months ago, it was around how do I survive the coronavirus, right? Then into how do I open up, what do I do? Now it's about pretty much what I call thriving in your business, or getting to the next level. So guys, whatever you want to discuss, that's happy with me. If you don't come with an agenda, then I've got a little bit of an agenda that I can run through from previous experience and a little bit of history. Next week, okay, I've got next week, I'm going to talk about a very, very, I think it's a very, very important how can you explain it? I think it's a strategy, okay, that I use at a subconscious level. But if you get behind it, right, you'll understand that it will change the way that you communicate with people. You convert people. So if you're trying to generate leads, right? But you're getting a lot of leads, you can't convert them, right? It's about the communication, right? It could be also about your communication between yourself and your staff. So I've called it the VAX, which is stands for Visual, Auditory and Kinesthetic. It's the mode of communication, right? It's a very, very powerful tool when you understand it. Okay, so guys, I suggest you get on next week. If you do miss it, it will be in the archives. Okay, so if you want to see that, probably it's normally up a day or 2 days after the session. So today's session probably be up tomorrow. I'll get that done this afternoon. And then the last pretty much 12, 13 sessions that I've been doing are archived on there as well. So if you do miss one, if you do miss next Monday's, I suggest that you do look at this when you do get a chance, because it is very, very powerful. You know, communication is one of the biggest things on my agenda when I talk to my clients on how they're communicating, not only with their staff and their customers, but also their prospects. They're the people that they've never, you know, spoken to before, or they're trying to capture their sales, you know, getting the sales from new people. It's all about how you communicate out. So, I mean, if you've followed me, or if you know me from a little while, I've written a book which is called Dominate Your Market. And one of the things in there is the how to get a market dominating position, but more importantly, the market dominating message, right? What you say and how you say it is very, very important. That's about the communication. So guys, hopefully you can join me next Monday. I've also got a bonus today. I'm giving my online marketing coaching program free for 90 days. Right, for until the end of the month, so it's a couple of weeks away. So if you're interested in getting on for the next 90 days, there's a $800-900 value there, and it's completely free. Okay, it's my thank you out to the community to say, you know, I know it's been hard, been struggling for a lot of people, a lot of businesses, so this is a little bit of a legs up. There's obligation free, there's nothing in there, there's nothing to buy. It's just, you know, you just have access to my marketing coaching program for 90 days. Now this is what I put all my clients on. They pay pretty much $1,000 to $1,500 a month for the coaching program. So, you know, I mean, this is the online side of it. So there's no coaching involved in it. If you do want some coaching, quite happy to add that in there as a little bit of a added cost. But this is the do-it-yourself stuff, so you can do it at your own pace. There is some accountability in there as well, so don't think that just because you get it you won't be using it. There's some accountability in there as well. I get some massive results when people do come onto this 90-day program. So guys, I do charge, you know, I mean, as I said, this is, you know, almost $300 a month value, so don't look at it like it's just a free giveaway. There is some value in there, and I suggest if you do come on board, you use it to your best advantage. So if you're interested in that, email me, paul@paulduncan.com.au, and I'll run through the program for you. Just send me an email, say, look, I'm interested in your marketing, your free coach marketing program for 90 days, and give me your details. I'll give you a call, we'll catch up on a quick call. I'll tell you what it's all about, and I'll give you the access details once I get a little bit of information off you, like your email address and things like that. So look, it's a valuable tool. I suggest you get onto it. I'm going to start promoting it in the next week. I do have probably only 20 to give away, mainly because of the bandwidth that I'm out there. So I get onto it fairly quick. But guys, thanks for joining me today. If you do have any questions or anything that I can help you with, you know, feel free to give me a call and or personal message me. Get onto one of these free coaching or the advisory sessions, and we'll be able to talk about some of the challenges that you're having. So guys, take care, and we'll talk very, very soon.